So if you are a investor, candidate, or a project funding partner, whichever category you would fall, but in any case, you would have a genuine interest, or you're taking a more serious interest into one of our projects at Powereef. So what would you be looking for, or what are you going to be looking at here? Some of the criteria that we would think you might be thinking of probably include the following. First of all, to look at the CAPEX versus OPEX, which is basically, if you're in the oil industry, you would know this is basically the relationship between the upstream and downstream. So whatever the cost from the upstream is going to basically pass down to the midstream. And so we just talked a lot at length about the offshore wind installation, logistic cost today, which takes quite a percentage of the whole cost. And that part, obviously, you would need to look at. So whatever venture, whatever project, such as Powereef or whoever else actually could have come up, either at the same or even better, that would be something you certainly want to look into, right? And that's something we promise a lot, right? So we're projecting quite a significant cost cut down there. So of course, we could talk in details about this if we're to set up a engagement, either via video session or in person. Obviously, we can work out the details. So anyway, that's one of the criteria. So and of course, there are others. And so what would be the other important parts that you want to look at, among many other things, is the life cycle of the installations or assets or farm, whatever you call it, right? If the life cycle today is anywhere between 10 to 20 years, and a lot of them because of the problem, on the open sea, you don't really expect them to be too long. That's one thing. And the other thing is the installation, can they be mobile? Meaning, can they be basically decommissioned, and then redeploy somewhere else in a different region. But of course, provided the geographic region actually has the conditions, so like the seabed, the depths underwater and all that, that would have to fit. But the problem today is there are a lot of unexpected, I would say, risks that derived from the geopolitics. I mean, there are wars that just broke out, and you probably, at the time of your investment, you never even thought about it. So there was no like a war risks, to be insured back then. But then what happens if this happened, like the war happened? So can you basically take it down and take it away? And I would say that's quite a significant investment, right? To be thinking about that kind of risk. So what we could offer is basically mobile, can be decommissioned from one side and then basically redeployed somewhere else. Of course, provided all the conditions checked out, the technical requirement there, or the engineering part, that can be worked out, and we believe so. So that'll be another thing, right? So now we have first the first two criteria covered, and then we look at the things about the smart part, right? So comparing to all the conventional approach out there. What we offer is the smart, meaning the smart production and the smart distribution, and that's a capability on the provisioned capacity of power output, right? This is something you need to shop around to see if it's available. Does that make any difference financially? Yes, it does, because if this system can be integrated with the onshore power grid operator smart planning system, it certainly helps a lot better sales when you do the trading on the power you generated from the Powereef facilities. So that's that. That's already 3 criteria. And then you would certainly want to know about the securities. We actually offer securities of the parameters around the installation, so that things like, the malicious intent would be detected by the surveillance, and we would have actually scrambling capacity as the security of the system. So that's something, probably want to look at to protect your investment. And basically, what we believe, it all comes down to the cost, right? So if the cost is down, and then you extend the commissionable life or commissioning life cycle of the system, so you get better amortization value out of it, obviously the distributed costs will be down too. So with all that, that's something you probably want to look into before you decide, okay, I'm going to put my big money somewhere else, or are we looking for something that is much more promising dollar-wise? When both things are doing the right thing, the green power actually need to have the green dollar consideration to support, so that people can do the right thing and expect a good profit. I personally don't think anything wrong is that, because if you're in the business, you want to do it for the business. And so your decision will be based on business calculations. So anyway, this is to add. I strongly recommend you guys to think very carefully about this and do your homework before you contact us, because basically we know who our partners are and we know who our customers are. So it's not like, we're looking for the internet traffic. No. All we need is basically a couple of funding partners and a couple of customers to begin with. And that's all we need. So we do hope that you are the right candidate for us, and we hope we are the right candidate for you. So thank you.